All right, everyone. Today we are going to replace the cab corner on my 2004 Ford F-250. It's basically the truck I use to pick up metal and anything else that I got to get. And so the cab corners are all rotted out. I found out on the driver's side when I went out to get on the footstep, and it broke off and bent a little bit. So I'm going to attempt to repair this. I did the passenger side already as the trial run, the practice, and only to find out the driver's side is that much worse. So basically the driver's side is going to be practice as well. So let's take a look at this. So here's my truck. I've custom made the flatbed on the back, and let's take a look. So that's a 2004 Ford F-250, and there's my cab corner there. And if we open up the door, all right, so step where it bolts up is all done. This is flaking off. You can see where I was poking around up here. So we're gonna go through, we're gonna cut all this out. I have a replacement corner as well, and see what we can do about this. Replacement corner, got online, I forget where. I could post a link there. There it is. They're pretty huge when you get them. I didn't realize they were as big as they are. So let's go through. They actually had a set with the rocker panel, and I didn't think I needed it because I wasn't, I don't know, I didn't look hard enough. So yeah, let's get going on this. All right, so first step is we'll remove the step and start cutting out everything that we need and getting everything marked up, because I'm gonna have to make sure that these holes line up in the same spot for this step. If they don't, it's really not a big deal. All right, so let's get this set up and go. So I start using the impact gun. There are 6 bolts that hold the step on, 3 in the front, 2 in the back, 2 that sandwich the rocker panel seam, and then there's 2 captive nuts on there. And you can see as I start basically pulling this off, the rust starts flaking right off. Okay, so the next thing we do is we're gonna come in and we'll start drilling out some of those spot welds. I got a little device off of a spot weld drill off Amazon. It worked pretty good on the other side, but you can see here, it's pretty bad. So we're gonna go in and start pulling all this metal out. So I go in with the flap wheel, I clean up where the spot welds are just to make them see, and then I go in with like a little 1/8" bit and start drilling holes in them so that the tool that I use right there, see that? We'll then use that centering mechanism to hold it into the spot and then just start drilling out those spot welds. So you'll see here there's quite a few, and then I miss a couple. I also will go in, use the air hammer, and keep going. So just close up of them, and let's get back to drilling out some more spot welds. There's the air hammer. They like hide in places, so you think you get them all, and then you only find out that there's more. And even when you think they're rotted through, there are, well, there's still a pain. So they're very interesting to do. But this little tool makes quick work of them, and it's not so bad. Now I'm basically masking off where I'm going to cut and drawing out with Sharpie. I come in with a grinder, and I basically will just start with the cutting disc, come in and start pulling off this piece. It comes off relatively easy once those spot welds are out. You'll see I struggle with it a little bit, and I'll come in with the air chisel and start blasting some of those I miss, and then I'll have to go in and find some more spot welds. It's like a never-ending battle with these spot welds, but they all come out. So this is the cardboard template to basically replace a massive rotted out section of the rocker panel. So this here, so it's gonna go from over here, over under. Let's see if I can get a shot underneath here, all the way up to over there. There's pretty much nothing to weld to, so I might like clean it up as best as I can, get a few zip screws in to hold it up in place, and get a few tacks, and maybe throw some seam sealer on it. It's not what I'd want to do. If there was some actual metal there, it would be nice, but there's not. And this is not a show truck, this is a work truck, so it is going to be basically to hold my step up and look quasi presentable. So let's kind of get rolling on that section. So I traced out my little cardboard template onto here. It's a little short. It's over 48 inches, so I'll see how I feel. I might do a seam like right here and then go over. There you go. Little Miller Extreme right here, 375 to do this. So let's get that cut. Yeah, in my Miller Extreme, I go in and basically follow the template that I made. Relatively straightforward, pretty easy. Okay, so there's the piece I made. I'm literally gonna zip screw this in, throw some tacks to hold it in, throw a coat of paint on the outside. I'm not even gonna remove any more rust on the inside. This is, if I start removing more rust, it's gonna be like a point of no return. So this is a Band-Aid fix, not a professional fix, nor do I care to be a professional, but it'll hold my step up, allow me to weld a new rocker panel on, and kind of, give this a few more years. All right, so that piece is in for now. Let's take a look at it from the other side. It's nothing pretty, but you can see it's up, it's in. It works for now. I'm not super happy about it, but I need something to weld to get that rocker panel, and then, as you can see, there's rust everywhere on this thing. This will hold good. For the next few years at least. Alright, so basically what I went in and did is I marked out for the holes where the step's going to mount. There, used the plasma torch, cut them out. Then just used the plasma also to use little pierce holes to get my holes in the right spot. And now I'm going to throw some welds in some of this cleaner metal right there to make sure that this holds up a little bit. And then I'm going to do the cab corner, and then I'm just going to fill in with a piece for the actual rocker panel. So I did find some good metal, and I'll basically kind of weld up wherever I can between those two to really get it to hold together. And I noticed that after I did this, it does hold. I thought the zip screws were not going to be enough, and I'll come in here and do a pretty good amount just to get it to really hold. But once it's there, it holds. It doesn't really go anywhere. So I was pretty happy with this. It's not the best. Obviously, if there was clean metal, it'd be great, or I could replace all that metal, but that is a lot of work that I don't want to do right now. So basically what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use the old cab corner as kind of a template to figure out where I'm going to mark the new one. I'll leave it a little extra. I'll leave a little extra so that if I can fine tune it, I can. So let's get on that. So I come in, I mask off, I pretty much kind of lay the other one up against it and marked off where it should be cut, mask it, makes it a little bit easier to see, and then I come back in with the wheel and start cutting away this nice piece of metal to get what I need. It wasn't perfect. There were some spots, like especially in here, that I probably could have traced out a little bit better, and I didn't. And you'll see when I fit it up and actually tack it in, there's a little bit of space, but I go in and I fill in with some metal. It's really not the end of the world. You're not going to really see it or notice it. Well, you'll see it or probably notice it when you open a door, but when you don't see it, which is great. And I just kind of go in and I start tacking, moving it around, and move a little bit more. Eventually I get it all up, and it holds pretty solid. It's definitely not the best weld job, but it works for this. And I will be wrapping the truck, so I'll probably go in and I'll clean it up a little bit more, or not, and just wrap right over it and let it be. It is more functional than it is supposed to be beautiful. All right, it's okay. Door seems to be all right, which is probably the most important thing. The rest is, after that, I'm gonna do some welds on the bottom, and then we'll start on the rocker panel section. So here's the truck rocker panel that I made in Fusion 360. So you can see I've used the sheet metal feature, created some bends, and then from here, I made a flat pattern, and I put in the relief cuts right here. And when we go over to the manufacturer tab, these are the paths right here that the machine is going to make in order to make the rocker panel. So it's relatively straightforward. We can actually simulate this too. Let's take a look at the simulation. And then this simulation right here basically shows how it's going to get cut and just sped up. So there you go. So we're just going to take this over to the Langmuir right now and get this cut out. All right, once it's all designed, then I bring it into the Crossfire Pro and have some sheets set up here. So we'll take a look at this getting cut. So come in, this is gonna amp up the feed rate a little bit. All right, and let's watch this go. So for these cuts, I am cutting at 110 inches per minute, 30 amps, using the Razor Weld Cup 45 with the machine torch. And it makes pretty good work of it, very little dross on the backside. Then I take it over to the bench. You can see where the relief cuts are, clamp it down, and then basically by hand I'm able to do it. For the other part, I need a little assistance with the pliers to get those bends a little bit more crisp, but it's not supposed to be. I wish I had a sheet metal brake, and I had one at one point and got rid of it. It didn't really have the capacity I need, but this works for here. Now I basically take that piece, I'll put it up, I'll clean up with the flap wheel around to get so that I can start welding to it. I am just putting a lap weld right over it where the old rocker panel was. I could have attempted to do a butt weld, but that was not in my cards that day. It was getting hot, I was getting tired, and well, you only notice it when the door's open, and if the door's not open, you don't see it, so I am fine with that. A little hacky as it may be, it is a work truck. I did get it relatively cheap. Runs great at low miles, but you know what? It is what it is. It is just a rocker panel, and this is just me going around and welding it. All right, well, it's all together, grinded for the most part. I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna get I'll throw a quick coat of paint on it. This is not beautiful, but it does work, and I'll make sure the holes are drilled out for the step. So let's get some paint on it. We'll take a look at it and go from there. All right, all finished up here. Got that remounted in like that. Not the best, not the worst, but if I'm gonna get a wrap, it should be good. If we take a look underneath, looking underneath from over here, there we go. It is what it is.
So you can see here just kind of like before and after what I pulled out of the truck, the amount of rust that's sitting on the floor of my driveway and kind of where it is now. Definitely an improvement. It's not the best fix. It is maybe what not to do, but it does work. Put that step on there. I could jump on it all day and it doesn't go. If you like this video, please subscribe, like it, comment if you want. If you have any constructive criticism or not, let me know. So have a great day, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye.